So we're at our poem sharing, the first poem on the second day. So who are we gonna show our poem to?
Obviously, Sayori. Unless you want to go down
Since
the
we're
bottom.
going
I like
for
just going
Sayori.
down the list.
Yeah, I just usually go top to bottom, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
let's just
suggested order.
I'll start off with MC, and you can be Monica.
All right, yeah.
You can do that. All right. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. He's my good friend, after all.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh my goodness! This is so good, Salvato.
Eh?
I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer.
I'm writing down 20 words. Sayori. Stop it. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. Come on.
Okay, so is he being humble or is he just kind of like actually not a good writer? I feel
I
like
don't know. I can't really tell.
I have a
yeah.
feeling that MC might be onto something here.
I think yeah, he's probably average, honestly, and then
He's literally
yeah.
never written a poem
Yeah.
before, so that's a big thing. He's really just writing poems in a way that appeals to whoever he wants to woo, you know?
I think that Sayori is also being a bit, she's also wanting to be more, like, complimentary of his skills, like, just to, like, encourage him, you know? Because he's, like,
Yeah,
new.
she's usually really nice about his poem, unless she really doesn't like it. Like, you have a really low score for her. Then she says, your poem sucks!
We should do that. I think we need to see that.
For the Yuri route.
Can we do the other routes? Yes. Oh yeah, it would have to be Yuri because
so many.
most of the words that she hates are Yuri words.
Yeah, if y'all don't know, just to like, I'm gonna go through like how this poem game works. So if each word is actually, it's not like a Boolean. It's not just like one girl likes this word and all the other girls don't like it. Usually there's like a 3-point system to where each word gives like a maximum amount of points for one particular girl, and then it can either be 2 points for another girl or 1 point for like the rest. So that's a point system.
Every word gives one to one,
3.
2 for another, and the one that jumps is 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then in Act 2, it's the same pretty much, except that since, well, Sayori won't be there, it's basically ignoring Sayori's points. So like it'll just go Yuri's.
Even
points
it
are
still
higher.
just gives 2. Is the thing. It just shows whoever would prefer it.
Yeah. So whoever has 2 will jump instead of just 1. I don't know. Are there ties? I don't remember. Like
no.
If there's a tie or not. Okay. All right. So.
I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. I feel like he's being honest.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's.
What do you mean? What do you think Sayori means by she's not sure what she likes? I think there's something more to what she's saying there about just like the situation, possibly. You know, she doesn't know if she likes MC or not, or like if she likes, you know, the other girls maybe wanting to be with MC. You know.
I think it's maybe it has to do with the canon of base game versus side stories, because in side stories, Sayori is someone who really likes writing poetry, even long before the club started. But here, maybe not. You know.
I think it's another sign of her depression, or like her depressed and being under control, considering Monica's messing around with it. Because,
or she just
like you said,
likes everything, and she doesn't really have a specific favorite thing. So
well, what I mean is, go ahead.
Or she just doesn't know how to describe that she really likes poetry that speaks to emotion yet. Well, she definitely has a preference in that way.
No, she has preferences, like everyone here. But what I mean is like, because the side stories don't they take place before any of this happens?
Side stories is a completely separate canon.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a alternate universe, I would say.
It's an equally canon alternate universe.
Yeah.
The events of the base.
Um.
Things that actively contradict the base game. Too.
I think I would just say that like this sort of like her she sort of feels like she's still like a high school, I feel like a lot of people in high school, they don't know what they want to do, even though there's like a lot of pressure, of what like, oh, you should go to college, or you should go work with the family at the restaurant, something like that. There's like, but like, she's sort of just not sure. And also like, I think depression can also make you feel like not wanting to know, you're not sure about what you like, because it's like dampens down, makes everything dampen down. So
yeah, and I think with her saying that, I think it's because Monica's messing with her, like starting to kind of mess with her depressive like symptom, like her depression side of things. I think it's making her question her like interest more, and like I think it's becoming harder to control from her perspective, and that maybe it's like a subtle hint at like Sarah trying to say like, hey, like I'm not really myself MC,
Yeah.
But because like even though the side stories we could say that aren't really are kind of like disconnected from the main game, like you would still say that maybe the characters have similar personalities, right?
Yeah, they're definitely the same characters, but not just going for the same event.
Just imagine like it's like a different scenario basically, of like it's like the same characters put into a different scenario. That's like pretty much side stories.
I see. Yeah, so knowing that Sierra is normally more expressive with her poetry, I think that if anything, that kind of says let's kind of get the hint of what's going on with her behind the scenes, because she's changing, not for the better.
I mean, Sari was super depressed in side stories, even with that poetry focus. I think it's just different events. Like, he even explicitly tells Monica that sometimes she does have suicidal thoughts in their side story.
Right.
So I think it's really just the difference between the universes, really. Or she's just bad at expressing what she likes out of poetry.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really say from that side story yet.
I would say Monica's also like she's like an X factor, in that I feel like Monica wants to have more agency. Like, she wants to express herself more in the base game over the game, like in terms of her control, and like that's also affecting how Sayori acts and what she says to the MC. So
I see. Okay, fair enough. Anyways, are you sure you don't like it just because of? Say yo.
I said it. It just probably didn't get caught by my mic.
Yeah.
Oh, rip.
Well, sure, that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Salvato poem.
Technically, they're all Salvato.
I know.
That makes it feel extra special.
It's like ironic.
Like
almost.
I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest.
I love how it shows how much, I don't know, listen, Sayori hugging the paper is just like, I imagine that just like it's so like wholesome.
Wholesome. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same word, wholesome.
Hugging inanimate objects of affection is a very cute thing.
Yeah, you're so weird, Sayori.
I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. So
this, like, it's interesting that it says it's parentheses here. I guess it's sort of just It's kind of saying like in the back of his mind almost, I guess.
It's like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not really I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Salvado. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here.
So, what do we we could talk
line.
about that line. I mean, I think
Funny
he
line.
I think he's not just wanting to like, you know, I think it's like Sayori's right. He's being selfless and like wanting to, you know, try something new for Sayori, but also that he's kind of like he also likes to be around the other girls and that, you know.
Yeah.
He's saying that he's also admitting to himself that his motivation for the for joining the club is pretty much because he's like, ooh, girls.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly cute girls even.
Girls pretty.
Yeah.
At least he's honest,
Mhm.
right? Or at least like through to us. Obviously, I don't think he told the girls that. one.
Yeah, he's. I mean,
Like, if I say this, I will get beaten up and thrown into
Right, yeah. Kick her out.
there's also a part later where he's like, I can't let Monica know or is it Natsuki? I think he's like, can't let Natsuki know why, like I did this or something. I can't. When we get to it, I'll comment on it. I think it ties into that.
Yeah. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
So I wonder what is Sarah's idea of fun here? I feel like, I guess like meeting.
Biz for friends who do stuff together.
Yeah,
Right,
just like
right.
yeah,
For you
basically
and
making
you,
friends, right? And like
Right.
going to
expressing
clubs.
yourself and
Yeah.
just doing whatever makes you happy. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
So,
Eh, we'll see about that.
I think that's like, I don't think she's self-deprecating there. I think she's just like being humble and that like. she
Yeah, I
know-
think so too.
The other
yeah.
girl, she
But
knows.
Sarah's like, I'm really bad at this.
Yeah.
But both of her poems are some of the best ones in
Yeah.
the base game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Yeah. I like the last line.
Mhm. I love how the music
Uh,
changes when you open the poem. to,
I
like-
love the
Her poems, yeah.
It's like it adds so much to, you know, you like feel Sayori's character through that.
Mhm.
girls all have a clear instrumentation
Mm-hmm.
associated with her. Like Sayori has those
Acoustic.
finger snaps,
Yeah.
the ukulele, and string instruments in general.
Mhm.
Sometimes even drums too, and the
Yeah.
flute here too. So and that extends to all the club members. They all have slight instrumental differences, and I think that if you pay attention to the soundtrack at points, it is very songs do
Mhm.
they definitely show
Yeah.
more than just the okay everyone variants. That's interesting.
Mhm.
So we wanted to, I guess, comment on this poem. I suppose. I think most common interpretation is I hear this is about sort of her talking about like her friend, like MC is the sunshine, I suppose, and trying to like
Yeah.
get him to like, you know,
Mhm.
be reaccustomed with like her friends and like the club and but also you can see like at the end, it feels like her depression coming through a bit. Because she said
It
she could
wants
sleep
to, like,
sleep
sleep
forever,
forever,
and
yeah.
like I think that's a common thing you hear people who are really depressed. They just like they want to sleep a lot and they don't want to wake up. It's like I wish I could just fall asleep and not wake up almost. So
I see. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, for the most part, you kind of just said what was on my mind. Like, I do think this is a poem that's kind of Sayori talking to NC. But we'll probably argue, like, I feel like the last line is kind of debatable whether it's because of her depression, because you could also be saying that, like, she's just a very, like, people-dependent person, she likes being around people, but it could also mean that, like, she isn't like comfortable with herself either,
I think the sleeping forever metaphor is extremely common in terms of describing depression. Like, I don't want to die, but if I could if I could just stop living, right? That's basically what that is. She's almost explicitly saying her feelings on the matter and how she's really depressed, and one of the only things keeping her going is whoever her sunshine is.
I think this could also be. So we do know Sayori at the end of the game is like self-aware, and then I would say Sunshine could also be sort of like indirectly about the player, and that the player is sort of the sunshine coming through and like giving light to Sayori's day in the literature club. Coming back to the literature club is sort of like the sunshine coming back, because she's, I mean, as if you want to take it like she's also trying to trapped here with Monica, and like it's kind of like this kind of hellscape in a way that she doesn't want to be in, but
is that like
I think
another
that'd be a really interesting idea for like a remix of Dear Sunshine for a Act 4, but it goes beyond just the first day type of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that's literally what Dear Sunshine here is about, but I do see that interpretation.
And also, you should also say
Cool.
Sunshine is associated with consciousness, and like sleeping is associated with unconsciousness, so that like this like dichotomy between her wanting to like be like she has to be awake here, but at the end of the poem she's not entirely upset because she's like, oh, I can eat breakfast, and breakfast is like, I don't know about y'all, breakfast is my favorite meal, so like I feel like it's one of those things that she appreciates, still getting to be able to eat.
In the universe, she's definitely literally just wrote I want breakfast, but in the concept of like of Dan writing the poem, it's definitely an undercurrent of like this deep introspective thoughts about Sayori's depression just being interrupted by just
Oh, sorry, I think I lost my connection there a little bit. I'm sorry, but
you're fine.
Yeah, I think that like it also shows she's like Sayori is also associated with like food a lot. How she like always
she's a hungry girl.
Hungry, and then it makes her really happy, and like we like to see Sayori happy. So all right, we can. Any more thoughts on this one?
Well, I mean, we kind of covered it from like my end. There's nothing really more that needs to be said. I mean,
I like how she says right here. It says she looks up like the sky is blue, and it's a secret, but I trust you too, and that it's like Sayori hasn't entirely given up at this point. She really has like, because if you look up, it means that you're seeing the good in the world still, and she doesn't want to let that go, even though that she's depressed, and it's like kind of warm. It's like a good thing. It's like a heartwarming thing to read, I think, when you see that.
Yeah. I also think that the transition between I'm not breakfast and I want breakfast is also a way, as like I think it tells me personally, those in a way how Sayori kind of moves from one topic to the next in terms of like the way she
Hmm.
thinks and all that.
Kind of like
You
the
know,
I
very,
think
like, upbeat in terms of
yeah.
ideas. And
She's like highly creative, like but like I think that's kind of like also hinting at her ADHD possibly. So
Her thoughts are a bit all over
it's
the
like kind of
place.
scrambled, you know, scrambled eggs.
like scrambled eggs. There,
Yeah.
okay. Let's read that scrambled eggs.
I made toast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she doesn't say whether she wrote it in the morning, but we kind of know, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say,
Oh.
Ollie, was there anything you wanted to
Oh,
add?
yeah.
Did you say anything?
I guess not.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's alright. We'll move on.
Alright.
Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no. To a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that was bleh. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Duh. Even though you were late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Yeah, I can relate. Can y'all relate to that? I feel like if I don't
Yeah,
eat,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hungry
if I'm
people.
like missing.
You're
a
not
meal,
you
I
when you're
get-
hungry.
I get like so just testy and like kind of like no one mess with me.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of the same way, to be honest. I gotta get food in the stomach.
No one talk to me till I've had my coffee, drink the tea.
Mhm.
Was she joking?
Was Siri joking, please?
Anyways. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
There's I love this line too.
There we go. As I say, Siri always gassing her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think.
also
kinda
like that she
sad,
says
too.
that pretty much unprompted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Monica's.
loves her
you
best.
know. She loves like a best. She's like our bestie,
Well,
but
it's
also
especially
like
sad because you know
yeah,
Monica.
Yeah.
we
I
know
think
what
there's some
happens later.
written. How are we gonna delve into this hidden file, the hidden files and the special poems we don't get? Because there's some really interesting stuff, especially related to Monica's character. In
Oh,
those that
yeah, I
I do want to
Oh
touch
boy,
on.
is there?
I didn't think about
What
that.
is there?
Well,
It's a time for Act 2.
Yeah.
That's in Act 2, but it is talking about the end of Act 1.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Monica's
well-
a very deep character, too.
because this is also very general, you know, Monica's the best, and I think she's
Yeah.
referring to just how like it was Monica's idea for poem sharing, but
Yeah,
I
she's
feel like
really happy that Monica came up with the idea.
I feel like she also this line also says she admires Monica as like a leader and like as a person that she very
Yeah.
you know in a friendly way.
Arguable
and-
that in the base games Act 1, they're the only two in the club who are really like friends and not just
Mhm.
acquaintances.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it does feel like everyone kind of doesn't know each other that well, except for maybe like Sarah Monica, and then
I've
MC
seen Siri
Sarah.
from the past.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's especially sad knowing that Sayori's like, kind of heightened, you know, like, I want to say, complimenting Monica so much, especially considering the things that Monica's doing to Sayori. It's
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like
really hard to see, yeah. Really sad
yeah,
to see.
it's like harder to like, because Sayori she like looks up to Monica, you know, as like a big sister. I feel like, or just like as this ideal,
Someone
but
to look
like,
up to, yeah.
and it's like ironic. Like later, you see that how Monica treats everybody, you know.
Mhm, yeah.
So
Yeah.
oh, did you get this one?
Wait. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
True. Bottles.
True. Bottles, my beloved.
Bottle's a really great poem. I
Bottles
remember.
is yeah, it is like.
Well, I guess I'll look forward to it.
See, I like MC's. I like when MC says that. He's like, it's such a simple thing to say, but you know. Oh, all right,
It's
Netsuki.
genuine.
Yeah, genuine. Yeah, it shows he's
Yeah.
genuine.
Zaun, cool if you take over MC for me.
Yeah, yeah.
2 minutes. All right, cool. Thanks.
Well,
Well,
Oh.
it's about what I expected from someone like you.
that's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. Not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotion.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked?
Yes. I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it.
Yes, good poem.
Yeah, this one is extremely straightforward about
Hmm.
Natsuki thinking about the futility of people. She even and the feeling of giving up. She
Mhm.
explicitly says so.
Yeah,
There's not
I think-
much leeway
yeah.
to say a different interpretation here. Sadly,
I feel like it's like it shows that she doesn't like if you retake this as being like representative of her like social life or her family life. I think it's sort of saying that she
Yeah.
doesn't have a role model. You know, she doesn't have anyone that she like has. She doesn't have hope for like just being a person because like the last
everything in
line.
her life is just
Yeah,
really hard. So
yeah,
she's super cynical about everything. And like, what's the
Mhm.
point?
yeah. Pretty much.
Definitely.
And it's also like existential and like there's all these animals, right? Like monkeys, crickets, horses. But then at the very end, you have people, which is like we see ourselves as kind of more than animals, even though that we're like also just we're Homo sapiens and that like we kind of are like sharing 90% of our DNA with like chimpanzees. But like it's still like showing that people we don't have a niche in that like eagles, what do? They fly around and like cheetahs, they run really fast. But like people, we don't. What do? Well,
There are all these things that
Yeah.
they do.
we can be writers, we can be poets, we can be carpenters, we can be, we can do all these things. And sometimes we don't, sometimes we can't though, it's like, can you be the best basketball player if you're like 5 foot tall? It's like, we could try, but we can't. It's kind of sad, in that way. But, yeah. I think it's a really good poem. Oh, is it-
Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. People don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening.
I think this line kind of shows her she's insecure about herself And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
This is a consistent thing in that a lot of her bravado and confidence is absolutely a front. She is one of the lowest self-esteems of the entire cast.
And that
They all have really bad self-esteem. Poor
Mhm.
girls, they need therapy.
and that she also is like comparing herself to other people that in the way that she doesn't feel like she can in her mind like she can't achieve those things, or it makes her like not as good of a person, you know. But that's she needs like all the girls need some like I don't know.
It's rough being in high school.
Yeah.
Poor high school girl.
Yeah.
High school moment. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya?
No, you're 18.
That's interesting.
Everyone's 18 though, you know. So.
Yeah. They're only 18
Definitely.
through BSVN logic. But yeah, absolutely.
Natsuki. No, she's just actually kidding, you know. She's not actually.
So is she actually the youngest one there, or is she just assuming that she is?
She's probably like there's no way for her to know, you know, unless she's already asked everybody. So I feel like she's just kind of like
Well,
being.
it's implied that festivals usually happen at the beginning of the school year, and Monica's birthday is at the beginning of the school year.
Yeah.
So technically speaking,
It's like
if they're
her-
all 18. Wouldn't Monica be the most likely to be the youngest? Boom.
Boom.
Destroy.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just another hole.
Like
in the
if
thing.
Natsuki is the youngest, then her birthday like needs to be the same day as Monica's, but like hours later or something.
Yeah, it's just really.
Unless they're over 18.
It's another whole like.
It's a whole.
DDLC is a parody of a schlocky VN, so if it wasn't, if it was literally being logical, they wouldn't be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's complete, it doesn't make sense.
This is also her. It's like her bravado, you know. She's just saying stuff to
Yeah,
like.
but didn't expect that. It's her front again. She's like, ha, you
She's
saw
being-
something cool out of me?
She's being
I'm gonna
provocative.
milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yeah, so MC is he's like completely unbiased, and he doesn't judge you if you're not the same age as someone. So it's
Base.
base. All right, so we have Yuri now, or Monica. We can just skip Yuri and go to Monica if you want.
We're gonna skip Yuri. We're not gonna skip Yuri. That's mean. Don't
No
be
one
a
can-
beanie.
I
No
think
one
we
likes
should
you.
skip Yuri. Just go straight for Monica.
Yeah, I vote.
We are gonna do Monica route anyway.
Oh, Monica? Are you back? Monica? No? I guess Olive can do Monica.
Monica.
Want to do Monica, Olive?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Hi, Salvato. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening.
Oh.
What a very foreshadowy line.
Right.
Big Monica.
She's always
Oh.
listening.
Always listening.
Always.
Oh, did we get this?
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Salvato. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know?
This line, I always think about this line, like what does she mean by everyone being a little embarrassed? It's just because like they're sharing poems for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense.
Hmm.
But also, Monica, I think it's also in this part where she like says it right afterwards, but like she's saying that she is embarrassed to share,
Hmm.
even though like she's
Yeah, because
pretending to be confident.
it's her poem that's like directly to the player, in that she's probably embarrassed
Yeah.
for the player to
true.
read it.
All of Monica's poems are about the
Or-
Epiphany. She even says so directly in
Mhm.
Act 3.
True. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's true. True. I think the barrier.
The
I was thinking
barrier.
about the barrier being like the fourth wall, but maybe not exactly that. I don't know. I hand my poem to Monica. I hand
Could be
Monica
other
my poem. Yeah. So
Speaks in double meaning all the time.
she does.
So it's the barrier
Yeah.
of embarrassment and also literally the fourth wall.
Mhm.
I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
He looks like shocked to hear that.
Just like, what?
Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Vibe.
She vibing.
Picking up the vibes. Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
You
Sayori
sure?
poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be.
Yeah, that's. Can we talk about
Pause.
Yes. She's like also like kind of being a little secretive here, you know? She's like, oh, I could be reading into it.
Yeah. she's
Yeah.
being
Just like-
easy.
It's also like.
I could be wrong. Who knows?
He's very teasing in nature.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri.
I mean, if you think about it right now, she
Mhm.
does sound like Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Cause you
reading
voiced
into
Yuri.
it.
I feel like she's saying
Oh,
that.
true. Which?
What a legend! Oh, God.
I think she wants to also. She's kind of like insecure. Monica's a little like she doesn't want to like be like the other girls in a way. She doesn't want her to like come off as being like another girl. She just wants to be her own girl in a way.
Herself.
But she's not allowed to express herself though, and she kind of knows that because she's like supposed to be like the guy, the like objective guide character who doesn't really have any way to like interact with the player, or sorry, the MC. So and that's also why she's like, oh, I don't have a catchphrase in I think Act 2, right? She doesn't want to come off as being like just like a 2D character, or 1D, sorry, 1D.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to come off as being just this another girl like the other girls, I guess.
She's not like other girls.
She's not.
She's
I'm
quirky.
not like
pick
other
her.
girl. I'm not like other girls. I don't have a route.
She doesn't have a route. She doesn't have a catchphrase. You know, she doesn't have an identity.
I'm not like other girls. You should pick me. You should really pick me.
Please, I'm lonely. Help, I'm lonely and I'm having a reality. I'm going through a reality shattering cosmic horror experience. Please.
Girl, help.
Girl,
Or boy. Girl or boy or
help.
non-binary person.
Guy, gal, or man, binary pal, help.
She's
I'll
like-
throw in a free chocolate.
It's like her file is like all binary, and she's like, "Oh wait, am I not?" Like she's just having an identity crisis here.
My assigned binary at birth.
Yeah. AFib.
Yeah.
True.
Sign flaming circle of birth. Anyway.
Yeah.
So true, bestie.
But in any case, wait, I missed
Oh,
it.
okay.
I didn't read it fast enough. But in any case, Sayuri's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. It's telling us, exactly how to appeal to Sayuri, as her job is.
The guide character.
Yes. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Also, nice foreshadowing.
I think that it's also pointing. It's pointing out that there's more to this game than like the movie can.
Like,
it
gets your mind thinking about.
Yeah, because
Sayuri.
it's like the deconstruction of like Sayori's archetype is to sort of show that this character wouldn't exist without this sort of sad part, like the sad things going on in her life.
There's no such thing as just as a Genki girl in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be the.
There's no such thing as a girl in real life.
True.
They're all just yeah. There's not they're not real, you know.
Yeah.
True.
Oh
Breathing
yeah.
isn't Daijobu.
That's totally unexpected. Well, oh.
Well, to each their own.
Hmm.
And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either.
What do you mean, Monica?
Hint, hint.
Experiment.
Please get on the Monica route, please. I'm lonely.
I think I'll experiment with her file a little bit.
No!
No, don't.
Oh man, the hinting works too well.
It's...
Wait, that's actually really funny because if it's DDLC plus, you shouldn't be
Oh.
afraid to experiment a little bit. Oh, but
Oh, no!
haven't you
Oh
heard?
because she already knows about DDLC plus, even though this is made in 2017, 2016,
True.
2017.
Monica's a traveler.
Oh,
Yeah, obviously.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot.
Humor a moment.
I could take a while though before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. Hint, hint. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. Another hint.
She want to say this one about wanting to be, or she was saying I'll always help you find what suits you the most. I think that's sort of like in this game, her identity is like as the guide character is to be this. What is it called? You know, the sort of like not sidekick, but the chauffeur, if you will, like for the player through this game. But like
the matchmaker.
But then since she sent it, now that what this line, what that means for her, like changes throughout the course of the game. Yeah, and I like how she's also wanting. She's definitely like very open. She's not being very restrictive. You know, she wants the player to like express themselves how they will.
It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Oh, this is like a triple meaning in this line.
Of course not.
No, you can impress me instead, but also that's literally the plot, the point of the game.
Literally, like DDLC, the game from our reality is like we literally can't have to impress them because Monica's intervention, you know.
But then the point of the game is a dating.
So you don't have to worry about impressing them because
also-
it's not going to work out no matter what.
And then like
no, stop.
it's also like in this world she doesn't want MC to impress them because it would mean that, you know, it would be the end of the literature club because that's like the literature club is supposed to be just this gateway for the MC to meet a girl in this romance game. So that's also
When
like
the game ends, it's over. Yeah.
it's also why she's always like, okay, everyone, like right when things are heating
Okay,
up.
everyone.
She doesn't want
Yeah,
that.
she
She doesn't want that to happen. She's like, nope, you're not gonna get close to this girl.
I think an interesting thing is that for the Sayori event, she says, "Okay, everyone," after everything has happened. But for the Natsuki and Yuri events,
Yeah.
it's right when things are getting are getting more intense is whenever she interrupts.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is kind of interesting.
I like the laughter. Like she's playing it off. Like she didn't just break the fourth wall.
Classic
Just
Monica.
Just jokes, guys. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now?
No. I changed. I don't think I want to read. I wish you could have a choice right here. It's like,
Oh, okay.
no, and then she just like,
Okay.
she just starts crying. She's like, no.
Monica crying Sprite.
No.
Oh no, poor Monica.
Oh, she has a sad face, a smile sad face.
Smile sad face.
I really want you to read it.
Oh, one thing.
Don't worry, I'm not very good.
Also,
Doesn't
Sayori
seem
says the
embarrassed.
same
It
thing.
seems sentimental. Sayori
Yeah.
did say the same thing.
Another point where they
yeah.
draw clear parallels between the two.
Mhm. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. And there she changes her expression again. She doesn't seem sad anymore. She's like, yep, I'm totally faking this confidence. Smile.
There's these like, oh wait, never mind. I was thinking there was like quotes around it, but it's just like, cause it's like because, just never mind. I see.
Oh, wait, I missed the line.
Oh, you did.
Oh, well.
I thought you read it already.
that doesn't mean I always have to feel that way, you know?
Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spat. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No! I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
All right. I love it. This is a difficult poem to talk about. I mean, there's like an obvious meaning.
It's an obvious, blatant meaning, but it is very dense.
Like there's a lot of yeah. Especially how the beginning. It doesn't feel like this poem flows that well. It's kind of like
it's depicting just how traumatic the
like,
experience of
the
epiphany is.
She's like struggling, and and then this whole like these last three lines are about the player, like Monica seeing the player for the first time, and like her perspective is like setting into place, so she's actually not in the real world, in that
there's also that that feeling of how she didn't want the epiphany, and how whoever made the hole was not her.
Yeah, because she says it couldn't have been her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hole got poked from the outside in.
Yeah, so I think, and that's perfectly like how an epiphany works is like, if you have ever had an epiphany, epiphanies are not something you feel like you caused. They're like, it's like a sudden insight. It's something that you don't feel like you have control over. It's like something that just happens to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although this is interesting because she does have a choice here. She says she peers inside for a clue. It's her curiosity.
Yeah.
So she wasn't the one who like started this, but she looked inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because she's a program and an AI, does she even have a choice in the literal sense? You know?
In the literal sense, I don't know. In this poem, it seems like
Yeah.
she's saying she felt like she had a choice.
well,
I guess.
if you read it like a
Yeah.
World of infinite choices.
Mhm.
There are
I mean-
actually
Yeah,
only
infinite
like
choices.
yeah.
not many in the game.
Yeah.
But in this world, and a couple of choices.
It doesn't flow, so god damn it.
Okay, yeah, I love this poem. It's like, it's such a Monica poem. But
Monica poem.
I like
Monica.
spackle. I like the word spackle.
Yeah.
I like how she's like
Triangle
questioning
ball.
right here. She's like,
Jorge, I make the spackle.
I make it the spackle. I'm Jorge, I make it the spackle.
I like,
Don't talk about mom.
I mean, if Bruno was there, then there would never have been a hole in the wall.
They deleted Bruno. How dare they?
Interesting.
and then this meaningless image, permanent copy. This is
Yeah.
what I sort of perceive to be her character file, and that it's when you first look at her character file, it's like not something that it just seems just like a weird, like, why is there like a fire and like why is there just black, like binary, and then
Flaming
only
circle at birth.
only after when you look at it you realize like, oh, this is Monica, you know, this is like her file, this is the hole in the wall, you know, that's why here it's like it's just a meaningless image, but only after you play the game do you see that this image actually has a lot of meaning, and this is Monica looking out at the player, and this is all we can see is binary because that's kind of like wherever she's coming from, that's how she appears as this program, this sprite, you know. And so yeah, it's like it's like this poem is connected to the game in a lot of ways.
It could be that she did find her character file. Like,
Yeah.
maybe that's what this is about.
And when you
Either
yeah,
this is about her finding her file, or her file is designed that way because of the poem. There's like a film left out in the sun,
yeah, and there's the
already
ring,
scorched.
the ring of fire
The
around
fire.
that file. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
There's a lot of fire metaphors here, for sure.
Because like, yeah, the fire burns away like your previous, like the previous, whoever Monica was before the Epiphany, that part of Monica got burned away by that fire, and now she's
Another
like
thing is
finding herself here.
fire has traditionally also been used to symbolize progress and knowledge, like mankind discovering flames, the first step
Sure,
towards
yeah.
moving on and settling down and developing technology. So in a way, her using the fire to describe the Epiphany fits that theme too.
And I like this in this third line. She's like a noisy neighbor and angry. It's like she's looking for somebody, you know. She's
Looking for a reason.
It's like, well,
why.
but like a reason, but also like she feels as though there's somebody behind all this, you know. It's like a neighbor, that's a person, boyfriend is a person, and like she's also like just like she can't figure this out, but then suddenly she peers inside, like we don't know what she's doing, but like she shows she's curious, but like, you know, she's also like someone who she wants to like find that person, you know, who's like, who did this, you know, why am I aware and like not everybody else is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, what do you think?
Oh, it's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. She had I've been watching her expressions because a lot of the time they don't fully match what she's saying. She like had the sad eyebrows again when she said that. Like,
Oh, the last line?
she's
That's okay.
disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
She
hoping.
said, "Ah ha ha."
well, yeah, it's
Probably
right, that-
hoping for the player to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also
About
there's no like,
the cry for help.
there's no tilde, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, it's just like, or like, it's just like a very,
Yeah.
blunts.
Monika's like, girl, help! I'm stuck in a fake world.
And she gets no response except for the MC saying, "Yeah, I don't know what to say about this."
It's
Yeah.
weird, man. Go on.
But then she looks happy again, like she immediately just goes back to faking it. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
Oh, what was the inspiration behind this one?
She doesn't look nervous about that. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly.
This is a weird line, I think. It's implying that like whatever the epiphany is doing to Monika it's like not done yet. It's like she's actively figuring out what's going on, you know.
She also doesn't want to overshare and stuff. She's like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
someone to
She
have a
hasn't
really trust.
broken her confidence yet in her expression. Even as she's talking about this really like heavy stuff, she's smiling.
Neutral. I am no thought head empty. Monika smile.
Put the thoughts in the box. Put the feelings there.
Lock them in the box.
Lock them away. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. That's interesting because, like, if she does think that's a possibility, it kind of seems like maybe she does want to share, like, after everyone's better friends. Maybe she still has hope.
Yeah.
And then
That, like, they're real.
Monika never wanted to hurt her friends. She was just trying to get them out of the way to get to the player so that she could finally have someone who's quote-unquote real.
And I want to say,
tragedy of everything.
It's like she says better friends and not just friends, so this implies that they're already friends.
Yeah, they're like casual like acquaintance friends.
Casual, yeah.
At this point, maybe like actual friends, close to close friends.
Like how we see on the Twitter page. Her Twitter is like where that really shows that they're kind of close.
Yeah, her Twitter, they're really close.
Maybe she shared then. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. So yeah, that was obviously foreshadowing.
Oh wait, which part? Which one?
Goes down into dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like the whole advice thing, the metaphor of
it's incorporated
thing, moving your
into
hand.
your reality as well.
Yep.
I think that it's a really good advice. Also, just in general, like you don't have to know, like when you're writing poetry, it doesn't necessarily have to know what you're gonna write. You can just start writing, and like words will come out. You know. It's like kind of one of those things like shows that it also shows she's like a perfectionist, because a perfectionist would be the person to like, you know, they have to plan everything out before they write, but like when you write poetry you don't need to necessarily.
It also kind of foreshadows what's gonna happen in the game, because Monika's passive approach of just trying to get the girls off of MC to make something happen is what actually causes them to suffer a lot more, and she doesn't realize that. You know, like the dark puddle of ink is well, things going bad.
Yes. Oh.
Good old Sayori dying, and then Yuri dying. You know. Monica did something more drastic, not necessarily deleting.
Mm-hmm. Like the darkness of her pen it's like flowing out. It's just like she's letting it flow out, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like she's not holding back.
Just letting things happen, more bad things keep happening. The story.
Mm-hmm. All right. You good, Mono? Yeah. I don't know.
What's up?
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. So Yuri. Oh.
My Yuri?
Do you wanna try? We can try since Olive did Monica. You wanna do Yuri, Mono?
I could try. Yeah, I don't think I could do a good Yuri voice though. Could try.
I think Yuri's hard, honestly. I think she's kind of like.
Yeah.
I don't really have a
I'll
good
just
idea.
I can still do Yuri if no one else wants to.
Yeah. Oh, would it be cool? Would that be cool if you do Yuri and then I can go back to Monica? That'd be cool. Or.
Sorry, what?
Never mind. Go ahead and do Yuri. Go ahead and do Yuri.
Okay.
You want? Okay, I'll do it. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading.
Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
She's like immediately condescending to. I think
Yuri speaks a lot without thinking about how that might be a
Yeah.
hurtful thing to say. That's another thing that feeds into the Yuri's autistic headcanon.
I think that matches
It
up
also does a
perfectly.
lot impulsively, which
She's really
we can
impulsive.
see later.
Yeah, she's
Her
impulsive
weekend
and
event.
blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
I think you're like spot on, chemistry cat with like. I think she's just like she's saying what she thinks, but she's not exactly like. I guess sympathizing with how the MC
She
would feel.
sympathizes, she just doesn't think things through until after.
Oh yeah, I guess.
After she's spoken, she's like, wait.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's that bad. Yeah. Yeah, there she goes.
No!
You see the panic in her face.
This is sympathy, I would say.
Yeah.
If she was a sociopath, she wouldn't be like saying no. Because she's also like, she looks like she's completely like, oh, I said the wrong thing, you know. Did I just? Oh.
Did I just raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we haven't really gone anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though.
Biased. I guess she did talk a lot here, but I think
She rambles. I get it.
she
That's me,
rambles.
Hello.
She does,
But
yeah.
like she's like she has good intentions, you know. She means well and she wants MC.
Rambling isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means someone has a lot to
She
think about and say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like it's a contrast a lot with like how earlier MC's like, oh, she's not she's like trying to find words to say, but then like it all comes out at one time, you know. It's like just pouring out all this like advice and but also like, well, she wants
She like
MC
goes
to feel
straight into advice.
yeah biased. How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
So she's not completely like she has a conscience and she doesn't want to talk behind people's backs, and that's like showing.
She has a rough idea of social
Yeah.
norms. She just
Mhm.
she fits them,
yeah,
and she also is just it's a lot of bluntness and stuff
and
that she expresses herself with.
I think her expression like is showing she's not she's like I don't know, she thinks it's funny almost, but she still recognizes that it's not okay to like, because she probably thinks that Natsuki's writing is like, she probably makes fun of it, you know, in her spare time. She's like, oh, look how basic this writing is, and she doesn't know. She doesn't.
So mean.
Her vocabulary is just like elementary level. I don't know.
Ki is biased, though. She doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily say anything about Natsuki's writing yet.
I know, but
She
I
says
feel like
that Natsuki's biased, and
based-
maybe she's just like,
based on her,
Natsuki thinks that my poems are weird, but that's just because she's biased towards her
okay, yeah,
own style,
but
which I also don't like.
Mhm. Okay, I think.
As Yuri, I don't mean like I don't like it. I mean like I was.
And the irony too is that the way Yuri describes like Eagles Don't Fly specifically only works because of how simple it is, and like just a
Yeah.
simple rhyme scheme and setting up the rhyme and having it fall flat on its face, as Natsuki said.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're similar, and Natsuki are similar in that way. They kind of have the same idea of like their writing style has certain benefits, but they don't really see the other's writing style in the same way that they see their own. So it's fine. Oh, I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. You look so happy.
She does.
I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay.
So
obviously this poem is about a ghost.
Yeah, literally a ghost.
yeah, it's a haunted literature club, and like there's
It's haunted. Oh man.
Haunted, haven't you seen the poster next to? Come on.
yeah, one of these girls is a ghost.
Uh-oh.
Yuri knows it, you know.
It's gonna
Okay.
be-
So
Yeah. So I think a lot of people say this is kind of just Yuri's feelings of like moving on from high school, I guess, because they're about to go to college and like, but sees MC or I don't know. Like, is it about? It's not really about MC, I guess. It's more just.
Definitely, I think it's definitely not about MC. Only really say Yori writes about MC, and only Yuri and Natsuki write about MC if you do all 3 poems for that.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Ghost Under the Light is interesting. I think it's a lot to do with Yuri's self-perception of herself being someone stuck in her own ways, and the future isn't necessarily the future, but just how other people are, and she doesn't want to leave. And she doesn't want to change.
Yeah,
she
because
wants her comfort in being herself.
I think it's also because like as you get older, you kind of like see other people are just kind of dumb, you know. It's like, oh, well,
other people are changing. You don't want to change.
You get to see, yeah, because like if you don't, I don't know.
I also think there's like a silent acceptance that she has to change eventually because the light's flickering, meaning it's about to go out, and then she flickers back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
It's also like showing solidarity, kind of, with the flickering back.
Right.
But yeah, if the light's flickering, it's gonna break.
Could we...
Yuri, no, don't break. Oh, it's sad.
No!
Yuri...
Sure hope nothing bad happens to her.
Nothing
bad happens in the literature club.
I thought of this one. I think there's like a lot of different interpretations for this one. Yeah. Mono, do you got any... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yuri's poems are real. Aside from Raccoon, there's a lot of room for interpretation and depth.
Because she's so metaphorical.
Metaphor she uses. Yeah.
But yeah,
there are clear meanings that are intended, but you have to really think about them to get them.
I would say this is also, you can look at it as like, I think that this is kind of if you, I don't know, I don't want to, there's like a long interpretation I have for it, but I don't know if I should say it because it's like, it's kind of out there, but this feels like almost like foreshadowing in a way, like Act 3. Like, it's kind of weird to say, but you know how in Act 3 there's like this amber glow to the room? Well, she talks about it in that line right here. And then Monika's hair, it's like the flashing from the window is just sort of illuminating it. And so it kind of reminds me of Act 3 in a way. I don't...
Probably not intended at all, but it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's an invalid.
I don't think it's hard. Yeah, I don't know if it was intended, but you know, it's just hard to say that. It just has a lot of commonalities, you know. And then like Monica saying the player is like they're like a light to her, and then like calling a street light here, and the light flickering would be like the presence of the player, and like Monica's flickering is also like she's kind of mirroring the player in a way. But yeah, so, and then also this breathing air of the present but living in the past. Monica does that a lot in Act 3 where she keeps bringing up the past, right? But she doesn't want to she kind of like resents that, and she doesn't really want to focus on it. But she still has to, she's like breathing the air of she's like in the present, but she still has all those thoughts of like the club and like the moments in the club, like the wine incident, right? And like what happens in the game and stuff like that. So anyone, Mono, you got anything to say about this one?
Not with this one. No, I'm kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really. I don't really have a whole lot.
Okay.
Going through my mind with this one.
All right.
I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting.
What?
He just.
Oh, did you say something, ChemistryCat?
No, I was just like, it's like, Yuri, your handwriting's wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Really ironic.
I like it, although it's kind of hard to read. I'll be honest. Like for me, I kind of have trouble reading it. Like I have to like really focus.
It's then gorgeous cursive.
It looks pretty, but
you definitely have to focus to read it. But
Yeah.
it's not bad handwriting.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Just you know, I think, yeah. And then.
But it took you a long time to read. Yuri, no, we
Because-
were just analyzing it.
Yuri, bestie. Yuri's self-aware. Game 3 was right.
Yes, Matt
Yuri
Yuri's
Pat.
self-aware
evil.
and Monica self-aware.
Yeah, they're all
So
self-aware.
true.
Okay. Well, I just don't read script very often. My code calls it scripts because I didn't know what that. I think that's kind of a meta reference because you know it's the script of the game. Like
Well,
he's reading.
script is also just
It's
a
also just like
way
cursive.
to describe
Yeah.
cursive.
Yeah.
Actually, think your handwriting is pretty.
Eh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem, even though it's short. It was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it.
And she's happy, and she's closing her eyes.
She's happy. It's like an internal happiness.
She's like,
I
yeah,
feel
she's
her
like-
eyes are closed.
She's like a Buddhist. Like she's content with like.
She's
pro-
meditating.
She's like, like just standing up meditating. Oh, did you get this line?
I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts? I think this channel showing how MC is a little. He's not the brightest person in the club.
I love that. Yeah.
Because he's like he's like taking it completely literally.
It's about a ghost. Trust me.
Yes, there is a ghost in the club.
Aha!
It's
MP and MC. Wait, MC and Empath sensing that this poem might
mean,
have a ghost
okay,
in it.
To be fair, the one thing he did know about Yuri is that she was into horror, right? So like that's not a completely reasonable
True.
question, right?
It's not. It's just kind of
and
funny.
Empath, Sayori must have written this before eating breakfast.
Well, he is taking them really literally.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why. Like, I'm surprised, like, for Monica, so... Did it hurt? Like, did you accidentally poke your eye when you did that?
If he
know.
wasn't so, I can't talk to Monica, she's so too perfect, he totally would have asked that.
Oh, so did you get
Did you
stuck
see
in
a doctor for that? You might get a infection.
Did you get stuck in a hole this
Yeah,
morning?
true.
Like what is it? Did you get stuck in a wall this morning? She's like trying.
So, Natsuki, did you write this poem at the zoo?
Or it's like Monica's like, yeah, I was coming to school and there was this hole in this wall and I was curious what was on the other side, so I just like she like got stuck in the wall and she was like trying to get help to get out the. No, that's so bad. No, I don't wanna. Okay, actually.
Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Salvato.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose we did only glance over it after all.
See, okay, now this implies that he read it really fast, but like she just like didn't she say like, oh, it took a while for you to read it? You know, it's like.
True. True. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. Not all the time. There's imagist. Is that it? Imagist poetry?
A
A genre of poetry where it's literally just to create an image and there's no other meaning.
Oh, is it like Yui when Yui made that one poem with Monica, like the sun is shining, my arms are hurting or something. You know the one I'm talking about, like.
Kind
Yeah.
of, but like not really. Do you guys?
Or
There's a
describing.
wheelbarrow.
I'm
Wheelbarrow.
not sure. There's also epic. There's also epic poetry where it's like a really long, just like a long
An
poem.
epic,
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically a novel, pretty much.
A really long story.
Yeah, it's like a complex.
Not a
This is
simple
like
story
the type of thing I
either.
was talking about.
The only glance over, I think Yuri's just saying you only got like a cursory first reading, not like because in Yuri's mind you have to really look into a poem to get it, and that definitely applies to
Yeah.
Yuri's writing.
Yeah, because I mean, I would say
Yeah.
Ghost Under the Light, which in my view is like it's like basically Yuri talking about Act 3 Monica. That's kind. You can't really get a good
Yeah, it's a big
idea of
stretch.
that. If you don't play through the whole game, you don't really get that interpretation. You know, so it's.
I found the poem I was talking about, like an example of images poetry. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater beside the white chickens.
What?
Not a haiku.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not a haiku.
It's not a haiku. Yeah, it's not. 5, 7.
Can you post it in
It's just
the?
images poetry where it's supposed to like just create the image of a red wheelbarrow.
I wonder if you know Yuri's poem in Act 3 or Act 2 called Wheel. I wonder if that would be considered one.
Yeah,
Wheel.
Yeah, it's just like
maybe.
it's a really long
I have a lot
description
to
of
say about wheel.
some kind of like mechanism or something. All right, so
True. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past.
I mean that sounds like Monica in Act 3 to me. Like I don't know about y'all, but you know Monica's she's
it
like
also sounds like Harry, though.
it does. Yeah, it does.
Always looking for comfort, not wanting to change, like what ChemCat said.
I think of like
Be like how she feels about
uh-huh.
her books, even, or something.
I think of Monica as kind of like a ghost in that she's like the shadow of like all three girls. Like all three girls, Monica has what all three girls don't have, in a way, and that's why like she sort of doesn't fit into the game. She's like this weird outlier. Like she has confidence, and when like Natsuki
And
doesn't.
she should not have been counted.
Like Monica has this confidence and like social ability that Yuri doesn't have, and she has like this. She's not insecure about her own writing. She's like, unlike Natsuki, and then like for Sayori, I would say, what is she? How is she a foil? She's like a foil to Sayori the most. I would say just like in general. And that's kind of why she's
True,
sort of like,
especially.
yeah. Just like how she's, I don't know. It's hard to describe, like to outline the whole thing, but yeah. So yeah, it does fit Yuri as well because the literature club is kind of like this place that all the girls go for to be comfortable and like, they usually just read and don't have to worry about other people But yeah, like we don't know much about Yuri's past, so it's kind of hard to say like what exactly like happened in the past for her. I think didn't she say in Act 2 that she would like annoy people or like she would try to be over friendly and like people would get annoyed and then she wouldn't make friends easily?
I think she does say that in Act 2. I think she also says something similar on her route. I don't know if you say route or route. I don't know how to say words.
That's it. I mean, I think I've heard both, so I think I just say route, but route is fine. Route.
And soon to be left with nothing.
See, so dramatic. Oh, that's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you. That's nice. Like,
She's
one
counting
connection.
on.
I have to.
What? Oh, I guess I'm by myself. Everybody's mute. Why is everyone muted? Okay, phew. I guess that's everyone.
Yours.
Well, I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting.
Besties.
Yep.
So cute for them.
So good for them.
Yeah. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. That is where this fight happens.
They don't look too happy right now.
No, they don't.
They do not seem to be happily chatting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They aren't the level of bestie as Sari and Monica just yet.
As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
It's language.
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with money.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is, cute.
Cute. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant, the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but really didn't come out nice at all.
Oh, well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Salvato did too.
Not Monica, though.
Yeah, Monica. Yeah, she didn't say Monica.
Just not Monica.
I think
Really
Monica-
didn't.
Monica didn't think Natsuki's
I
poem
think-
was literature because it was manga.
I feel like Monica read
She read
it.
manga? That's impressive.
Mm.
Yeah, Eagles Can Fly is a manga. It's not a poem. Boom. Destroyed.
Boom, manga's literature. And
Exactly. Therefore,
Monica- she got to that line where it's like people can try, and then she was like, she had her existential crisis. She's like, wait, am I a person? It's like, can I try? Can I try? I'm like,
Insert Monica crying
She didn't
face.
say anything about it. She just started dissociating, and that's kind
yeah.
of like,
Yeah.
hey.
Help girl, I'm disassociating in the literature club.
Hate when that happens.
Truly. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Salvato liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Uh-oh.
Did the sound die for you?
No,
Or-
the music
No.
just
Yeah.
cuts out here. That's
Oh, it
just
does?
normal.
It cuts
Oh.
out because it's about to play Pom Pom.
Oh, I thought it goes straight into Poem Panic. It doesn't go straight in. Okay.
No. There's a moment of tension.
I thought.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Don't worry, it's not Act 2. The audio glitches don't start happening
I
until then.
swear, Natsuki looks like she's about to punch somebody. She's-
Exactly.
She's,
Bam!
She looks so
You
mad.
don't know. No one
Whoa.
knows what's going to happen.
Oh!
I love this facial expression. She's
Oh! You're so smug.
yeah.
Oh. I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what you just
Yuri stands up as well.
maybe you're just jealous that Salvato appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I was the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Salvato started showing up.
Why are you looking?
She's not Suki paying attention.
That's Suki.
Natsuki, that's a little...
Doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turn towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Salvato, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Salvato.
Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Salvato?
Well?
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me.
Oh, what a class act.
Hint.
Help me, Sari, because we're doing
So,
Sari.
of course, that's going to be...
Yeah, let's do... Why don't you help me, Sari?
Yeah, we're doing the Sari route, I think, yeah. Natsuki? Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had.
Oh, yeah, she has the fire in her eyes right there.
Yeah. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. ... Sayori! Yeah!
Anime
Everyone-
sounds.
Oh no. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like that?
Salvato. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why...
Okay, what's she gonna say? What do y'all think she's gonna say? We don't get to find out.
Exactly why no one likes you.
Whoa. They start fighting.
So mean!
Oh.
Wait, oh!
Oh, like this bitch here, you know, just...
Oh my gosh, she really was gonna say that. That's fired.
Stop. Oh.
You guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people.
I think this might be why some people think Sayori kind of like naive or just, you know, she's like
No, I think.
thinks everybody should just get along, you know, like without problems.
Well, it's not naive. She just.
Or she's like-
She knows that conflict happens, but she also thinks it's. She knows how great they are and that they really are fighting over trivial things. Too.
Mhm.
And she outlines in this conversation exactly that. And I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems. They're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head.
Yeah, it's like a good lesson that like not because Natsuki's like she thinks her writing's more effective to use lesser words, but it's sort of like they don't know that differences can be not. It's not a bad thing, or it's not like you're not just better just for having a certain style.
They're always on edge around each other, especially because of how different their writing styles and everything are, and they don't want to be judged that way, so they have to prove themselves better than the other. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because
Well,
also Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that's.
see,
Best part of it is,
everybody.
The best part.
Oh,
and Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were.
yes.
Big and beautiful.
Why are they all looking?
I like the face.
It's a pretty easy explanation.
See, oh.
Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
I wish we could see Monica right now.
Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
girl, you are gay. God damn. I mean, face.
I'll make some tea. Make some tea. Yuri.
Yuri lets off.
Yeah, she just gets out of there like right away. Runs away.
Right. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is the vice president.
I love.
I whispered to Monica.
Does she look angry?
She looks
She nods to
no.
return.
She doesn't
not-
think she's just.
She just
She's
looks like
serious.
serious. She's like serious. I don't think she's angry. Well, this could be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think she uses that expression when she's angry too.
Yeah.
Yeah, is her serious / angry?
hmm
Yeah. Hard to tell, but yeah.
Yeah. Then her eyebrows raise up a little bit.
Here we go. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things. But I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. President is capitalized.
Wait.
Yeah.
it is?
Well, so is vice president. Which
Yeah.
is strange, because,
It's-
like,
well, the title.
they're titles, but they're more like roles, but they're treated like titles. Because, like,
Yeah.
President Monica would be capitalized, but, like, usually as president wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Well, Monica's
I think
implied.
because
But also
It's-
literature
it's-
club is always.
Literature. It's the president of the literature club. Instead of just being a noun, it is a title. So that's why it would be capitalized in this case.
Yeah, it's like specifically the president. So like that.
Oh yeah,
specific-
as president and not like as the president.
As a president,
As a president.
Yeah, well, it's
implied as the president.
since it's like the specific president, so it has to be
Okay.
capitalized. If it's not like if it's just like a
Okay.
general
Like,
president.
there's a lot of weird implications stuff like that.
This has been grammar failing with me.
It's okay. We all fail grammar. English failed us.
English is English is English.
Yeah. English will be English.
Yeah.
Always. Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
She called her.
Yeah.
She called Sayori amazing.
Yeah.
Say that.
Did, which is nice, cause like
I love
Sayori's
you.
been hyping her up
They're
too.
friends.
You gotta play. Gotta be
Yeah.
equal.
They're
About it.
besties, dude. They're
They're
besties.
besties.
So true.
Yeah. Oh, you could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
I see.
See, Monica.
Monica knows. Monica knows all.
Take good care of her, okay?
I like this line is also
I sure hope
it
nothing
hurts,
bad happens to
it
her.
hurts to read because it implies that like Monica is like, you know, she's like implying that MC can actually, you know, change the fate of Sayori. I guess that's how I kind of read this of like.
She's just implying that he doesn't want her. She knows about Sayori's depression and stuff at this point because at least because of her omnipresence, she's like, MC, be nice to her. Because again, Monica had never intended stuff like Sayori's suicide. It was completely, it just kept going, and she only wanted her friends out of the way.
Debatable.
Only.
Only.
Now we'll debate.
No,
Debate.
this is not debate club. Okay.
Not debate club.
We're just giving our opinions here. Okay.
Duh.
I hate to see herself get hurt.
I would
Oh.
hate to see her get herself hurt.
Yeah, this
I
is
just said
definitely
that
not
as a
this
joke, but then she said it for real.
Oh
Oh, Monica.
no! You can gaze into the future.
Yeah, that makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to...
Yeah, he likes Monica. That's the same thing of like, you know, he doesn't.
Let Monica think.
Yeah. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what he's...
Sure.
If only I
Such
could
a
get the
genuine
Monica
person.
So true. So genuine.
Very genuine.
Yeah, true,
Monica
true.
would
true.
never
If only
lie.
you could talk to her more.
Yeah, she's
Monica
not
would never
fake.
lie.
Never.
Never.
The line. There it is. There's the line.
Oh.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it. Nuts.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Salvato, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. ...
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes.
Would hope so.
Right? With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Salvato! Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go.
Oh,
Sayori beams at me.
there's the meme.
He fires with a
You
laser.
you've seen that the animation of was it Markiplier was played or Jacksepticeye's? Like I don't remember.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like Sayori beams. It's like her eyes just like lasers shooting.
Lasers. Lasers. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori. About what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No! That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted to know your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Salvato, it's nice I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's
Oh.
Every day is gonna be so much fun.
I think she's talking about like him as a friend rather than like him and he's thinking like likes him romantically like in his mind because that's like he
Or
wants.
she's being a little teasing.
Teasing.
Sayori, because Sayori does
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah,
Love
that's definitely like a teasy line right here. So like, you know, pushes buttons a little bit.
Hilda laden speech too.
Mhm.
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on the kind of situation. I think she has. She just doesn't notice it. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue.
That's an interesting line.
Yeah.
So mean. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this.
All right, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. We made it. Yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
we're gonna write the poem and then pick up tomorrow.
Sayori words.
after.
Sayori words.
So I have a question. I've never done this before. What is? Well, I mean, like, I've never done this thing. You would do like one doki and the next one, like another doki for every like
Every
poem.
day.
Yeah, I've never done like one of those. Like,
It would just does their first scene. For
I
day
see,
2.
okay. I see. Okay. Well, anyways, let's do Sayori. Promise
Alright.
maybe.
Promise, yeah. Promises Sayori word.
Cheer.
Cheer,
Depression.
Depression.
Anxiety is Yuri. Philosophy is Yuri.
Yeah.
Embrace.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace or embrace, yeah. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Really,
I threw.
that's spooky?
You throw. You fail.
I threw. I threw.
Oh.
Dream.
You want? We can also talk about some of these
Destiny.
word.
Destiny is a Sayori word.
Some of these
We're
word
big-
choices
yeah.
here.
No, it isn't.
Oh.
I'm
Oh, no.
bad at this.
ChemistryCat,
I'm
why?
bad at this.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay. Lucky.
Band.
I
Lucky.
say family. Family.
Socks
okay,
is
lucky.
Natsuki. Games
Rain
is
cloud.
Natsuki.
Ring.
Rain cloud.
Yeah,
Oh.
ring
I
cloud.
think
Doki
Just a
Doki.
little
might
rain
be.
cloud.
Definitely rain cloud.
Doki Doki
Definitely
rain
rain
clouds.
cloud.
Email is Natsuki.
Email is
That's Natsuki.
not
That's it.
ski.
Bunny is Natsuki, I think.
But she can send email.
Playground.
I think playground might be Sayori.
No, I
I'm
feel
not
like
sure.
Natsuki.
I would go rain cloud because that's pretty
Rain
obvious.
cloud is 100%.
Rain
Sayori.
cloud is like a definite.
Sadness is Sayori.
Yeah.
Summer is Sayori.
Yeah, sadness.
Actually, summer might be Natsuki because
Summer.
that's
That's
Natsuki
Yuri.
literally means summer hope.
Determination.
True.
Where's the
Termination is Yuri.
Yeah, because it's a long
yeah.
word.
Determination is she is
Lipstick's
Rachel.
Natsuki.
I'll do sadness or sunny.
Oh,
Told
shoot.
you, summer is Natsuki.
How is it? No. Okay, whatever. Sweet. That's Natsuki.
Thank-
No, that's Natsuki.
No, thing might
forgive,
be no.
forgive.
Sing
Forgive.
Yuri.
Forgive. Oh, yeah, sing.
and forgive probably too. Hop. That's Natsuki.
Pop is
Rainbow?
Natsuki.
Bouncy is Natsuki.
Rainbow. Rainbow.
Rainbow,
I
yeah.
say rainbow. Okay.
Wow.
Here. Oh, whoops.
There is Natsuki.
Sorry. Hurt.
Memories.
Fireworks.
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 Firework.
Yeah.
Hope.
Ocean.
Friends.
Friends!
Three
My
friends.
friends are my
Natsuki.
power.
Yeah. Fantasy. No, that's Yuri.
Together.
Atone is
Lazy.
Yuri.
Lazy.
Bed.
Lazy.
I think-
Lazy.
I think the
Yeah.
game
Bed is Natsuki.
the game
Lazy.
pushes you toward Yuri, doesn't it?
No, the game pushes you toward. I
Isn't
mean, the
there
game.
the most
the
the
game
mo-
Pushes you
that-
towards Sayori in Act 1.
Like
Most-
MC's thoughts go to Yuri. Like Yuri would give better criticism, or like your Sayori Natch asks if
Yeah.
if you're going even if you're going that Sayori route, would you rather would you walk home with Yuri if he asked? Like, but yeah.
There's
Maybe fun.
fun. Yeah, fun. Papa's
Oh,
Natsuki.
I get it. Peaceful is Sayori. Peace is Natsuki.
Aura's Yuri.
Peaceful.
Peaceful's Yuri. Oh,
Sayori,
sorry,
trust
Sayori.
me. I remember the difference.
Hair,
That's why I thought peace
Rose.
was a Sayori word.
Yeah, that's
Hair is
Oh, wait,
Natsuki.
Melody is-
Rose.
that's
Yeah.
definitely
Rose and
Rose and
Melody.
Melody.
What's melody? Is that Sayori?
Melody,
Yes.
because it's music, and like, I think the music words are Sayori words. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Never mind.
No.
Oh, no,
But we definitely got
what?
the state. We definitely got
Oh,
Sayori.
that
Yeah.
was
Oh, well.
embarrassing.
That was
for me to be-
embarrassing. I hope it's at least.
Okay, we
it's-
all
It's-
failed the achievement.
It's at least a 2-point word, probably.